Okay, so today we're going to work on this part and this part and one in the back. So for this, I'm using Alizarin Crimson, yellow ochre, a bit of burnt umber, and white. So let's start with mixing Alizarin Crimson with some yellow ochre. Yellow ochre will make the Alizarin Crimson a little bit less pink when we add white to it, more earthy. And we will highlight this. So I'm going to start from the inside. And also this one here. We will highlight this. It's not going to stay like that. It's going to be highlighted. Now I'm going to take a little bit of burnt umber, put it in also here in that same mixture of Alizarin Crimson and yellow ochre. This leaf here is really in the dark, so the back. So I'm just going to put more of the brown in here. All right, now we can highlight after. Now I'm going to take again Alizarin Crimson, push it into that, more Alizarin Crimson, push it into that mixture of that you made by using Alizarin Crimson, yellow ochre, and burnt umber. Push in there if you still have some Alizarin Crimson and yellow ochre. Let's make it earthy. Stay quiet. Put it in. Good. Okay. I'm going to change my brush. Go a little bit smaller. Round. Still, I'm still using a round brush. I'm going to paint the bottom of this leaf, the leaf right there. A bit of that pink. Because we don't want to jump right into a different color. But it's just like a transitional color between the purple and the pink. Now I'm going to take darken my color that I'm using a little bit, because this is too light right there. So I'm going to make a color in between, not too light. And I'm going to come here. And slowly highlight this one here. We will highlight it more. It's the first layer. Highlight this one a little bit right here. And highlight this part inside. You take white, more white, put it in the pink, but on the side. This is a very light pink now. And I'm going to highlight this part a little bit, not all the way, just enough to have a difference in highlight between the inside and this part here. Now I'm going to take this white again, and I'm going to give this leaf. All right, let's change this. Of course, with acrylics, we wait for it to dry a bit, and then we will adjust all of the values. Because of it dries darker. It just dries darker. There's no way we will have to always adjust it. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is, this is good. So I'm just going to take this white, light pink that I have here and make it into kind of a glaze, not too thick. And I'm going to glaze some pink over some of the purple that I have here. On not all of them, but some of them, some of those petals. Just because the pink or this actual purple has pink in it. So we used a lot of purple last week. We did, use purple mostly. We didn't do it, we hardly use any pink. This week we're going to put some hints of pink here and there over the one we have already, over some parts of the purple. So the petals in here should look like they have both colors, pink and purple. Downstairs. So now I'm going to just kind of add this hint of pink again, and it is more like a glaze. It's not too thick. It's not a thick color. I put it on and then I just kind of dab it with my finger to lift some of the colors, so it's really gentle. It's not too much in there.
Finger painting.
Finger painting, that's the best part.
But like, that's not pink, right?
That has a little bit of pink in it.
Okay.
Feeling I'm gonna need a little bit. I'm gonna need a little bit of this purple again. Especially in areas where, like here, where I have the pink, I added the pink, but it looks a bit kind of choppy. So, and I'm going to also this way soften some of the purple in here. All right. Just add a little bit of this purple in here as well. It's a glaze, so you can still see, we can still see the pink, but it has a hint of purple as well. Okay, this is done. We're good. We can move on to the other one, but before I do this, I'm going to take some yellow ochre, a little bit of that tiny bit of burnt umber in the yellow ochre, and come here and put some yellow ochre at the bottom. There. Okay, we're good. Right now, we're going to work on this one here. So for this one, I'm going to take Ultramarine Violet. It's a light color. See this one, the color right here. It's light. It's purple, but it's light. Light purple. So we have to, if I take white and I put it in the purple right now, the way it is, it's just too purple. Way too purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tone it down with yellow ochre. And take yellow ochre, put it in the Ultramarine Violet, and then I'm going to add white. And this way I can, the white I'm adding over with the purple is kind of more toned down white, and also the purple is more of an earthy purple. So I'm going to start by putting it here in the back. Once we put the leaves that are hanging on top, it will look much better. So this is a purple, muted, toned down purple with some yellow ochre. All right, that I'm gonna let it dry and see how dark it's going to go. So if it stays like this, I'm going to tone it down more. Let's move on to the one next to it. This one, the one next to it has more yellow in it. So I'm going to take more of the yellow ochre with a bit of ultramarine violet and some white. That's a good color. Moving on to the one behind now, I'm going to take, it has more purple in it, but it's just purple. Same, I push my colored purple into the mixture that I had before, which has purple, yellow ochre, and white, but I'm pushing more, I'm bringing in more purple And I'm going to put it here. So all I'm doing is I am using the same colors but in different ratios. Okay, so this is a little bit too kind of too light. I'm going to, with the same purple and yellow ochre and white, I'm just going to tone it down a bit more. Just kind of bring the value a little bit darker. Ah, there we go. That's much better. Much better.
So what other petal did you paint? I can't see in this with this color. Which ones you did? You did the third one, right?
This one here. This one here.
Oh, that little guy. Okay.
Yeah, the one in the back. All right, I'm going to do this one, same. Tone down purple. So the purple that I'm using right now is a Ultramarine Violet, yellow ochre and white. It's not a thick color, so make sure that it's not too thick. The color is not too thick. The paint is not too thick. And same, I'm going to take the same thing and I'm going to put some over here. I will adjust any values in a minute, because what I like to do is paint the color on, paint a couple right next to each other so I can gauge how dark I should go and how light compared to the ones next to it. Okay, this is good. I'm going to take a little bit of white, mix it with the same mixture of ultramarine violet, yellow ochre and white, and I'm going to put this white over here. It's not only white, it has purple in it. So if you see on the screen only white, it's not only white, it has purple. Purple and yellow. But it has more white. I should let it. This is dry. So I'm just going to add from bottom up. I'm going to highlight the bottom part. Highlighting it with the same mixture. Now, this one at the bottom has a little bit of pink, but that's okay. I'll do this later. Don't have to do it right now. Let's take a tiny bit of Alizarin Crimson. Put it in the purple and white. So make sure that we can see the red in the purple. And now some white. I'll wipe my brush and glaze this one here. So from the bottom part, right here, it has a little bit more white, then pink with purple, then darker purple. So white, pink, purple. White with pink. I mean, it's not like just white. I'm not using pure white. It's always mixed with something, with a color. So I'm going to adjust a bit this pink, this purple, actually, right here. Highlight it a bit because, you know, it dries, it's drying darker. And just want to make sure that the transition is soft. Okay. That's why these water lilies are beautiful, because they have, in the same petal, you have more than one value and one color. It's much more interesting, and they look really kind of delicate. Mm-hmm. I'm going to let it dry. So the ones in the back, you can hardly see this one here, right there. Right here, you can hardly see the difference in the color and value. So there's a slight difference in value. So meaning that this is not this dark. And that's why, so now I'm going to highlight it a bit using purple with same purple, a little bit of yellow in it, yellow ochre, and white, and it's like a glaze. It's not thick. So now I know that this one in between this one here and the one in the back has to be highlighted a little bit more. That's why I said before that I wait to gauge and see how much I should be going, how dark and how light, when I paint them all at the same time, and then I can go back and adjust the darks and the lights. Okay, I'm going to take a bit of more white now, put it in the purple and yellow with more white. Smaller brush, and I'm going to stop after this. So by highlighting the petal in between these two, between this one and this one, I just separated them so they're not the same. Just adding more light color. in between. So it is it's more like a subtle kind of values between those petals, really subtle. Actually, this one needs to be darker, a little bit darker. Change the shape.
Yeah. Oh.
So, all right. So I'm going to pause for now and then we'll continue when we're all ready. All right. This one here in the back, I have Ultramarine Violet, yellow ochre, and white. First layer. We're starting now to work with the petals that have a lot of light. So we have to slowly introduce our colors, our highlights slowly. So this is the first layer. This is good. So perfect highlight. Same one here. Not same one, same color. Different petal. Right there. And I'm going to simplify this one here in the front. Just like this. Now they all have the same value, but what we're going to do is eventually add white and highlight them so we can separate them. Right now they all look like they're connected. Again, since we're doing this, this is like a medium tone. So I'm going to put here, all of these petals are really, really light. So this is just a transitional color to soften slowly or to highlight slowly the ones that are the ones that have a lot of light. Again, this one here. And what we're going to do is then after start adding white slowly, highlighting slowly, and pink. Let's put this one here. Highlight that one. Okay. Okay, now I can take a bit of white, put it in the same mixture, and I'm going to highlight this. Good. This one is not really too light, but we can adjust anyway the color. More white now, or white in the same mixture I was using. So those petals have a lot of white in them, light, but we're going to do it. We're doing it slowly. We're adding the light color slowly. This is like a whitish color, but it has purple still in it. If it looks white on the camera, it's not that white. Let me see if I can change. Okay. And this purple has a tiny bit of yellow ochre in it. See how dark it dries? It dries darker. Even though it looked very light at first, but it dries darker. It's always easier to highlight than to darken a color. This one is a little bit tricky. The inside of this petal is a little bit darker than the outside. It folds in. If you find that, you know, it's like a cup, kind of. Not much though. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to add a little bit more white in here, then you can see it. Okay, good. All right. Okay. Yellow ochre, cadmium, not cadmium, I mean ultramarine violet, some white, and okay. Let's do the same with this one here. I can take a little bit of white now. Put some white in my ultramarine violet that has yellow ochre in it, and slowly, I'm gonna wipe my brush, blend so the top is lighter than the bottom part. This top part is lighter than the bottom part. Now I'm going to add a little bit more white in my mixture of ultramarine violet and yellow ochre. Again, I'm paying a lot of attention to the change of values in here, the light and dark. I kind of lost the shape of this one here, so I'm just putting it back on. Have to turn it around this way so I can get the curve right. Okay. All right, I'm going to start highlighting this one too. So I have to make sure that the highlight I'm putting in here is not the same value as the one behind it, because then they will blend together. This one will have to be a little bit lighter, but I am doing this slowly. I don't want to do it. I don't want to put a lighter color right away. I always add my whites slowly. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll highlight it again. Meanwhile, I'll highlight this one here in the front. Again, same. White, ultramarine violet, some yellow ochre in my ultramarine violet. And I'm going to highlight. Now, this is the third layer of highlights. More white in this purple, and eventually we're going to put some pink as well, but we will glaze the pink like we did before. More white, and you see as soon as I put white, you can see it doesn't blend with the background anymore. There. I think this one is dry. I can do that. Yeah. So I'm changing the values, slight change of values between each petal. so I can stagger them. They don't look too connected, you know, like there's no, they're not flat on the same level. There. All right, good. All right, more, a little bit more white in the purple. And highlight this one. It's not white. It has purple in it. Mid-tone now, just to get rid of that strong color, strong white in between. So slowly I would go down to the dark part, using slowly different layers of values. So I have light right there, then medium right next to it, and then darker at the bottom. It's very slight, it's very subtle, but it's there. I'm going to take a little bit of pink, Alizarin Crimson, put it in the put a bit of Alizarin Crimson in the purple, and add white. Add white. And just put some pink in there. Again, these two on the left, on the right, merged. So I'm highlighting the one in the back a bit to separate it from the one in the front. Okay, I'm just gonna okay. All right. I'm going to pause for a minute. All right, so let's continue. We're going to work on this one here. Same. I'm going to take purple, yellow ochre. I'm going to put a little bit of Alizarin Crimson in there, and white. So this is a good mixture right now. And I'm going to take a little bit more Alizarin Crimson, touch, not much, put it in. So I see a hint of Alizarin Crimson. And I'm going to come here, add that hint of Alizarin Crimson over the Ultramarine Violet and Yellow Ochre and white. And now I'm going to take more white, mix it with Ultramarine Violet, Yellow Ochre, If you find that your ultramarine violet is looking a bit more brown, that means that you need to put less yellow in there. Okay. Okay, let's highlight this one here. Okay, we're going to soften the transition between the light color and the dark color, because of course acrylic dries darker. So I'm adjusting the value in here. And I'm going to take white now, more white, put it in this mixture of whatever you have mixture here of purple and yellow. And let's add highlight again, a little bit more, the tip. Darken a little bit in between using just ultramarine violet and white, because you know you don't want to have a sharp line like this, like what I'm getting right now. So the more I go down, the more of the ultramarine color I put in, and that's good. There we go. So I got rid of that sharp line. Go back to the white, put it in, and highlight again. I'm putting the white into the mixture of ultramarine violet and yellow. Good. Okay. Again, it's just a bit of Alizarin Crimson again with the ultramarine violet and white. I'm wetting my color a bit so I get a nice. All I'm trying to do right now is just kind of blend softly, a soft blend from light to dark. It doesn't matter if you get more purple or more pink. It doesn't matter as long as you get a nice transition of light and dark. That's the thing, because we are this flower in the front is really light. We're adding the white color slowly. I'll change my brush up to a smaller one. I have more control. All right, now this is really light, so let's see. Yeah. Again, I'm adding more white into the purple. And I'm just highlighting the tip. There's so much light on these petals here, that you cannot even see you cannot see them. They're connected, almost connected in the picture from the light. So right now I'm trying to get a soften a bit again, because it's drying darker. The paint is drying darker. Just kind of soften the color a bit, because I'm adding so much white up here. You don't want a sharp line. Okay, this is kind of almost pure white. There. Again, let's take a bit of pure white and give this part up here and here. The tip. Again, a little bit of pure white, small brush, and kind of highlight. Okay, let's soften this like we did before. There. Mid-tone and dark. So highlight over here, mid-tone, and dark down here. Okay, I'm gonna also highlight this one in the back a bit, right here. Mid-tone. There. All right, that's good. We did a lot today, so it's good. All right, I'm going to stop recording and we'll continue next week.
Thank you.
All right, so we're done for this week. Next week, we'll continue working on this flower in the front.